So I'm seeing some reports on Trump that he was a little confused or something in this recent deposition about his, SA accuser. If you guys know what SA pretty much means, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but pretty much as we know, Trump was accused, and it seems like he seems to have possibly mistaken this woman with his ex-wife, which would seem really weird because obviously, first off the rip, you would think that if it was your wife and you married her, you would at least be able to completely recognize her in a picture, and you would assume that, if somebody was accusing you of something that, you would either deny knowing them or you actually did it or something and you know exactly who that person is. But it's a little weird because you wouldn't really confuse them with the ex-wife. So it's a little confusing, and let's go ahead and get in this article and see what's going on with this, because it seems kind of strange to me. It doesn't really make much sense. It's got my head itching and I'm like, what is this? Like, does Trump have some dementia or something? Is he just confused? Is he acting like he just don't know? But let's go ahead and get in the article and see what's good. And if you guys like business, related videos and things like that, definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe to join the family and help the team grow. But I don't want to hold you up, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so it says Trump mistook, SA accuser Jean Carroll for ex-wife Marla Maples in deposition about photo. Now it says former President Donald Trump recently mistook his, accuser Jean Carroll for his ex-wife Marla Maples while being questioned about a decades-old photo of him and Carroll by her attorney for a defamation lawsuit, a newly public court filing shows. Now, it says Trump's belief that the writer Carroll was actually his second wife, Maples, sharply undercuts the New York real estate mogul's repeated claims that he would not have, with her because she's not my type. So, obviously, if in this case Trump was saying, oh no, there's no way I couldn't do that. She's not my type. Ew, she's gross. She's nasty. She's crusty. And then you're like, oh wait, that's not her in the picture. That's my ex-wife. Obviously, you like to get a little down and dirty with your ex-wife. I would assume because it was your ex-wife. So off the rip, you're kind of being a little hypocritical, and that's not going to be a good look for Trump in this case. And as you guys know, we will be following this case as, it proceeds and everything like that. But definitely not a good look for Trump if his defense was, oh no, she's not my type at all, but you confuse her with your ex-wife. How does that happen, sir? Okay, now it says Carroll, who is now 79. Dang. Well, I guess it says Trump's 76 on here, but sheesh. First alleged in a 2019 magazine article that Trump, who was president at the time, had, in the dressing room of the Bergdorf Goodman department store in Manhattan in 1995 or 1996 after a chance encounter in the store. Trump, of course, denied her claims, accusing her of lying. He had also said Carroll was motivated by the desire to generate sales of a book and political animus in making the allegations. She's not my type, he told the Hill's news site in 2019. So this has been going on for a minute. And I really get interested in cases like this because obviously we know that it's gone in many other cases the way on both sides. A lot of times, the person is a victim. They're a person, they're a person in power, and, they use that power to kind of, assert their dominance, I guess you could say, over, someone else, and they kind of do them wrong in this manner. And for that, you already know the jail penalty should be, pretty much the worst that you should do to someone, because this type of thing is the worst that you can do to someone. On the other side, there's always cases too that come out where, people are lying, and like you said, they want to sell a book, or, they they want attention, or they have a vendetta against the person, and they come out. There have been cases like that, like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, where, Johnny Depp pretty much completely lost his job. He lost millions upon millions of dollars. He was outcasted by the world. He was outcasted by his, theater type of, A-list kind of community, for being violent, when really Amber Heard was really the violent one all along. And that's what all the evidence showed and everything like that. And she was able to come out here, completely slander his name and ruin his life. And even though he did win that case, Think of all that he lost that he's never going to be able to recover. We may never get Pirates of the Caribbean because of Amber Heard, even though Johnny Depp didn't do anything wrong. And that's what I'm saying. So I think it's really good to look in the facts, let the courts handle it, and then see what happens and not really assume too much on either side. You know, I don't believe in victim blaming or anything like that, but I do believe that we need to always get the evidence together and everything like that. And that's the reason too why I'm like, man, like if this happened in 1995, 1996, you should have said something right then and there. It's never a good thing when somebody decides to come out, you know, 20 years later, because then you ask yourself, why is this person coming out 20 years later? If a crime was done to them, if injustice was did to them, it's their right. They should go to the police. And I would always recommend, you know, any women or any person, but this traditionally happens with women, you know, if you're going through this type of situation, immediately go to the police so they can immediately gather the evidence, put that person in jail so they can't do it to anyone else. And I think that's one thing that we need to push a little bit more. I think a lot of times we're like, hey, well, you need to understand the person's going through a lot. That may be why they didn't go to police. You know, maybe they were scared. Maybe they didn't want to know how people would react to this news of them being seen in that light. And I understand that. I completely get that. But I think what's really brave, I think what's really strong, and I think what we should really commend is people who can go ahead and stand up and say, dang, I've had this injustice did to me. I'm going to go to the police right away. I'm going to get this evidence and I'm going to take this person off the streets because I don't want other women to have to deal with what I had to deal with. I believe that's true strength. Let's get back into the article. Now it says Carroll is suing Trump, who is seeking the Republican presidential nomination in 2024, in 2 cases in federal court in Manhattan for allegedly defaming her by his characterization of her claims and purported motivation. One case was filed in 2019 after he first denied her allegations, and the second was filed this fall after he repeated his claims about her motivation. In the most recent case, she is also suing him for battery. Okay. For the alleged, itself, under a New York state law that opens a 1-year window for adults to claims of SA that otherwise would be too old to pursue because of statute of limitations. So, she's able to hit him with this extra charge because of that, New York state law. Now it says during a October 19th deposition at Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, which was made public Wednesday, Trump was shown a photo from an NBC event around 1987. Now the image shows him from behind facing Carroll and her then husband, TV journalist John Johnson. Why would you name your kid John Johnson? Your kid's name is already John. Like, my name's Jordan. What if my parents named me Jordan Jordanson? That would be weird. Okay, but and Trump's then wife, the late Ivana Trump, standing to his right. It's Marla, Trump said about the photo. Carroll's lawyer, Robert Kaplan, said, "You're saying Marla is in this photo?" Yeah, that's Marla. Yeah, that's my wife. It's very strange. And then the lawyer said, "No, that's Carroll." Trump said, "Oh, I see." So, what is Trump acting dumb? Does this man, I don't know, got something going on in his brain? He getting a little bit too old to where he actually can't recognize, is a vision? You should be able to recognize your ex-wife. You married her. Even if 2 women look the same or very similar, if you married one of them, you're going to be able to know who it is. It's almost like if you married some twins, you're still gonna be able to know which twin is your twin, Okay, when Habla repeated to Trump, "That's Carroll," he said, "That's Carroll." He said elsewhere in the deposition, Trump said of Carroll, "She's not my type. She is not a woman I would ever be attracted to." So you guys are seeing the hypocrisy here. Definitely seeing a lot of hypocrisy here. Now, the deposition was attached to a court filing last week by Carroll's lawyers, but it became public Wednesday after Trump's lawyers dropped their opposition to it being made public. Now, the judge, Lewis Kaplan, ordered other portions of the deposition unsealed, ruling that Trump did not have a legitimate reason to keep them out of the public record in case. Now, he married her in 1993 after the birth of their daughter. They had a relationship while he was still married to Ivana. We all know her. Divorced 6 years later, and then he married Melania Trump in 2005. Now, Kaplan has set the Charles and Carroll's lawsuits to begin in April, so we still have a little bit to go into. So what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think Trump was just completely lying about it, like through his teeth, when he said like, this isn't my type? What do you guys think? Really, I want to know what you guys think is the reason why he couldn't. I think the strangest thing is that he couldn't recognize a picture with, you know, I'm saying, this person in it instead of his ex-wife, thinking that's ex-wife. Do you guys think Trump is getting a little old, maybe a little dementia or something, I don't know, going on in there? Or do you guys think that Trump is kind of like playing stupid in a way or something like that, acting like he doesn't really know the girl, or, you know, some type of situation like that? Because I know, we all know Trump is not a incompetent man. We all know Trump is not a dumb man, and a lot of the moves that he makes are pretty calculated. So it would seem weird that he would make this kind of mistake, have this type of hypocrisy, or maybe he really just, like I said, is a little old and just thought, oh, I thought that was my ex-wife. It just seems strange. Also, I guess don't let me know if you think he did it or not, or I guess you can, I mean, but let me know what you guys think about this whole situation as a whole. Like, whose side are you on? Do you think she's doing this for clout? Do you think Trump was probably did this and it's about time for him to be, you know, held accountable for his actions? I want to know what you guys think about it. Also, you already know, help the channel grow, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. We're trying to get to 1,000 this year, and hopefully I can do it with you guys. So I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing for sure, and all the videos and everything like that. So you guys all have a great day and be blessed.